So God's retiring. And out of every human who's ever lived, he picks you. Not Gandhi. Not your grandma who prayed every single day. You. The guy who still hasn't replied to a text from 3 weeks ago. And here's the part that should scare you. He's not asking. He already left. For real bro here, where we say what no one else will. You're standing there holding the literal keys to existence, and your first thought isn't what an honor. It's, wait, do I have to do anything today? Or is there like a grace period? That's not a joke. That's just who we are. We'd treat omnipotence like a new phone we're scared to take out of the box. Part 1. The promotion nobody asked for. Picture the moment. You blink, and suddenly you can feel every prayer being said right now. Millions of them, all at once. Someone's asking for a parking spot. Someone's asking their dad to survive surgery. Someone's asking for their ex to be miserable, specifically and creatively. And they're all hitting your inbox at the exact same volume. Here's the thing nobody tells you about being God. It's not a throne. It's not a cloud. It's an inbox with infinite unread messages. And every single one assumes you're already paying attention. You ever leave one group chat on read and feel guilty for 2 days? Now multiply that by every human who has ever lived, currently lives, and will ever live. That's the job. And the wildest part? You didn't apply for this. There's no resignation letter you can send. There's no, let me check my calendar. The old management already walked out the door. And the lights are now, somehow, your responsibility. You probably do what we all do when we get a responsibility we don't understand. You'd Google it, except there's no Google for this. You are the search engine now. People are asking you why bad things happen to good people, and you're sitting there thinking, honestly, that's a great question. I'd also like to know. Here's something that'll mess with you. Right now, somewhere on this planet, a kid just lost a tooth and is praying the tooth fairy is real. And a soldier is praying he sees tomorrow. Same inbox, same priority queue, same exact second. How do you even rank that? You'd realize something most people never think about. Being all-powerful doesn't mean having all the answers. It means having all the requests and 0 instructions. Things are about to become much bigger than you expected. Part 2. The honeymoon face. Okay, so day 1. You're testing things out. You make the sunset a little more orange because, why not, you're God now. That's the kind of power move you make on day 1. And it works. People notice. Someone posts, this sunset is unreal, and you're sitting there like a proud parent. You did that. You, personally, with your mind, made the sky pretty. For about 6 hours, this is the best job in the universe. You start small. You make someone find a parking spot right outside their building. You make a stranger's coffee order come out perfect. You nudge a couple who haven't talked in years to both think about texting each other on the same day. And it works. The coffee guy tips extra. The couple actually texts. You're basically the universe's intern, except the internship is the entire universe and you're crushing it. You start feeling something you didn't expect. Pride. Genuine, warm pride. Like when you cook something and it actually turns out good and you didn't follow the recipe. But here's where it gets weird. You start noticing patterns in the requests. Almost everyone is asking for the same 3 things. Money. Love. And for someone else to feel what they're feeling, so they don't feel so alone in it. Nobody's asking for world peace. They're asking for their mom to forgive them. They're asking for one more conversation with someone who's already gone. They're asking you to undo a text they already sent. And you realize you can't undo the text. You can reshape galaxies, but you cannot make someone unsend a message that already broke something. That's the first crack. You have infinite power and there's still a category of pain you simply cannot touch. Heartbreak doesn't run on physics. It runs on time. And even God apparently doesn't get a refund button for time. The thing helping you may also be hurting you. Part 3. The trap of being need. So now you're a few days in and something shifted. You're not excited anymore. You're checking the inbox like it's work email. You open it, see the number, and immediately feel tired before you've even read one. You know that feeling when you're almost there, but you're actually still at home, still in pajamas, hair doing something illegal? That's you right now. Except the thing you're almost there for. is answering the existential questions of an entire species. Here's the part that gets dark fast. You start answering prayers based on convenience. Not the biggest ones, the easiest ones. Someone asks for the strength to leave a bad relationship. That's hard. That requires them to actually do something. So that one sits. Meanwhile, someone asks for their flight to be on time. Boom! Done. Instant gratification. You feel productive. You're basically doing the divine version of cleaning your desk instead of doing the actual assignment. And then it hits you. You're avoiding the hard prayers the exact same way humans avoid hard conversations. You're procrastinating on the apocalypse level stuff by handling parking spots. You realize something genuinely uncomfortable. The job didn't change you. It just gave your existing personality infinite range. If you were the kind of person who'd ghost a difficult conversation, you're now the kind of God who'd ghost a difficult prayer. The power didn't fix you. It just gave your worst habits a bigger stage. Imagine being the most powerful entity in existence and still leaving someone unread. Here's where the loneliness creeps in. Every single person on the planet is talking to you, and not one of them is talking with you. You're the most connected being in the history of everything, and you've never felt more isolated. You start understanding why the old management retired. Not because the job was too hard, because the job was too quiet, in a way that has nothing to do with sound. You are now trapped inside something you thought you wanted. Part 4. The prayer that breaks you. Here's where it gets personal. One night doesn't really mean anything to you anymore since you are time. But stick with me. One night, you come across a prayer from someone who isn't asking for anything. No request. No please. Just someone saying, out loud in their head, I don't think anyone's listening, but if you are, I just need today to not feel so heavy. No miracle required. No sunset needed. No parking spot, just acknowledgement. And you realize, with this one prayer, that you've spent your entire tenure trying to fix things. Sunsets, coffee orders, flight delays. You've been solving the inbox like a to-do list. And the entire time, most people didn't want a solution. They wanted to not feel insane for hoping someone was listening. Here's the gut punch. You can't fix this one. There's no spell for make someone feel less alone in a way that actually lands. You could whisper comfort into their mind directly and it would feel hollow, because the entire point of the prayer was that they didn't know if anyone heard it. If you make it obvious, you ruin it. The most powerful being in existence, and the one prayer that actually matters, can't be answered with power. It can only be answered by showing up quietly, without announcing it. And here's the most embarrassing part. You start doing the thing every human does when they're overwhelmed by something emotional. You distract yourself. You go check on a volcano. You rearrange some stars. You, God, just avoided your feelings by doing chores. You realize the old management probably felt this exact same thing, 1 billion times for an eternity, and never told anyone, because who do you complain to when you're the one everyone complains to? There is one final truth nobody saw coming. Part 5. The theory reel. So here's the reveal. This whole video wasn't really about becoming God. It was about what it actually means to be needed by people who don't know how to ask for what they actually need. Think about every group chat you've left on read. Every "hey, you good" text you sent without really meaning it. Every time someone said, "I'm fine." And you believed them because believing them was easier than asking again. You don't have to be God to be someone's entire inbox. You already are to somebody. A friend who only texts you when things are bad. A parent who calls just to check in but is actually checking if you're okay. A version of yourself at 2 a.m. that's been quietly praying to whatever's out there, hoping somebody, anything, picks up. And here's the callback. Remember the start? The thing helping you may also be hurting you? That wasn't about God's power. That was about attention. The same attention that makes you feel important. The same notifications that make you feel needed are the exact thing slowly burning you out. We treat being needed like it's the goal, and then we get exactly what we wanted, and it feels like drowning. The God in this story didn't fail because he wasn't powerful enough. He nearly failed because he kept trying to solve people instead of just being there for them. Sound familiar? It's the same reason your friend gives you 10-step advice when you just wanted them to sit with you and say, "That sucks, man." So if you actually got picked, if God genuinely retired and chose you, the scariest part wouldn't be the power. It would be realizing most of your miracles should have just been you showing up quietly, without fixing anything, without announcing it. Damn, that changes everything. Anyway, drop a comment telling me what your first miracle would be. And be honest, because we both know it's not world peace, it's make my ex's new relationship visibly worse. And if you made it this far without skipping ahead, congrats, you've officially proven you have more patience than an actual deity who apparently quit after a few thousand years. Subscribe before he decides to pick you next, because clearly the bar is on the floor.